So last week we introduced some passing combinations, specifically kind of short area to work around defenders, 1-2s, started introducing the concept of diagonal passes. For week 3, we're going to expand upon that and focus heavily on diagonal passes. So we'll have another arrival activity of long ball striking as we gather players. Our first training activity will be a very simple warm-up. We'll have 3 or 4 players to a group. We'll have 3 cones in a V shape here, and we'll rotate 1-minute rotations on this, but effectively we're going to play through a pivot for 1 minute and see how many passes we connect to create different Vs. So if we have an 11 playing back to a 6, 6 playing up to a 7, that is connecting 1 V. So we're going from the left channel, playing diagonally negative, 45 degrees to our 6, and then pivoting out to the right channel, so that we can change channels. Players will hear me say that a lot. Coaches will hear me say that a lot this week. That is going to be a focus for us. So for 1 minute each, we'll keep players at these same cones, just operating in these 3 roles. There's a 7, a 6, and an 11 effectively. And we'll rotate after 1 minute. Another player will come in and replace the 6, etc. The next game we'll play will be a 3-goal game. So you'll notice that there are 3 cone goals. We did a variation of this last week on each end line. When we have 2 team sessions, we'll make that at the half line. It'll look a little bit different for 3 team or 4 team sessions. But we'll have 3 different cone goals that each team is attacking. We have an orange team and a neon team, a yellow team in this case. What we're going to see a lot and what we want to really start working on this week is a player in the center channel, in this case player number 9, who has the ball at their feet and just wants to go forward. So what we're trying to understand now is we can't go forward if we can't go sideways, because we have numbers from the defensive team that are blocking these gates, they're blocking our access in the channel. We can either play a direct diagonal out when we have width, that's the importance of our 11 and our 7, or we can play back to play the diagonal and score through a wide gate that way. So this is a constant game of moving between channels, as there is 1 goal in each channel, and we're always looking for our 6 and our 10 to be in positions to support a switch of play so that we can change channels and then find these passes into the wide channels to score when space is inevitably vacated, right? As defenders move toward the ball and space is vacated, our 9 keeps height, and we're looking to pivot and be able to switch into an available channel. So let's talk through the big idea in our team shape this week. Obviously, in our 9v9 team shape, it's important that we're really starting to understand the concept of holding width with our 7 and 11 when we're in possession and being able to get further advanced on the pitch. So when we have possession, we have attacking options in the left channel, the right channel, and then up high with the center channel with our height, with our 9. So what we'll see a lot, I'm just going to throw down random numbers, it doesn't really matter which numbers are which, is an 11 get onto the ball and want to dribble forward in the channel, for instance. The opponent is warming to the ball then. So player's natural instinct is to try to pass and bring numbers in at this age to try to solve together like this. But the problem is we want our team shape to be big when we're out of possession. We don't want to bring numbers to the ball. We want to move in supporting angles, but that's different from collecting numbers on the ball. So we do want our 9 to stay kind of toward the half space and our 9 to keep height. We don't want our 9 to check back to the ball here. We want our 9 to keep height, honest with the back line, and be able to anchor the 4 and 5 for the opposing team. We don't want our 10 to run to the ball. We want our 10 to find a supporting angle to receive. We don't want our 7 to cross the field. We want our 7 to stay in the opposite half space to give us some width when the ball is in the left channel toward the sideline. The big important roles here are what's happening with our back line to support and what's happening with our 6 and 10. So our 6 ideally is the hardest working player in this team shape. Our 6 is always available to receive. So our 6 should be keeping about a 45-degree angle and support from the ball. Our 3 should be stepping up to support so we could play directly back down the line if need be. And then our 4 and our 2 slide to cover. Cardinal rule is we're always keeping the ball on our outside shoulder. So as long as the 2 is keeping the ball on their outside shoulder, nothing's coming between the 4 and 2. We'll talk through that when we work on defending and talk about our defensive shape. But in this situation, which comes up a lot in scrimmages, I'm sure you'll see it, you'll have seen it in your first games, we want our 11 to be able to find our 6 and our 6 to be able to play this long diagonal pass out to our 7. When we do so, we don't necessarily want our 7 just to cross it back in first time. We want our 7 to take their space toward the end line if they can. That brings a 9 closer to the box. That's bringing our 11 into the box. That brings our 10 toward the top of the box. That brings our 6 up toward the top of the box. And then our 3, 4, 2. Our keeper is stepping obviously outside their box. They're not going to get chipped from this distance. So this allows us to push our shape and create the opportunity for a cutback cross where the 7, or the 11 if it would have gone to the opposite channel, can get to the end line and pass the ball backwards to our 9, or maybe a 6 toward the top of the box, or we can keep going back to our 10, or the ball comes across the face of goal and finds our 11. But instead of a cross where the ball is coming in from our 7 and going ahead of everyone and out of bounds or toward the keeper, it's too far away for our 9 or 11 to reach, we're creating instead that cutback angle for the most dangerous pass in the game, which is a cutback cross that's just a one-time finish in on goal.